Hello everyone and welcome to Jank 2.0, the server where we're building the biggest vanilla redstone survival Minecraft game. Today we're starting off in the end. In previous episodes we have been clearing the overworld and the nether, but we still had to do the end. And that was partly because of the end pillars, which are obsidian and needed to be mined out. Well, I'm happy to say that the obsidian pillars have been mined out. With a bit of help from Fuzzy and a lot of grinding, you can see the pillars are completely gone. And you may also notice that we have a lot of flying machines all primed and ready to go, because we need to get rid of all of the sandstone. Anything within this square needs to go. But before I do that, there's one tiny other job that I need to do, and that is to move 2 villagers to the end. So I want to make a mob switch here as well, and in order to do that I need to bring 2 villagers over, and I figured it's probably easier to do it while we still have the end island. So I brought a lot of rail which we're going to place on this very narrow track that I've made, and this basically connects the end island all the way out to the other end islands. Alrighty, the rail is set, so I just need to get some of these villagers out. Okay, that's one, and we need a second one. So now, if we just push them a bit, we need to get them to the nether portal. It's quite a convoluted route we're going. Okay, and do they go through the portal directly? Yes, perfect. Okay, so now they're on the other side. And yes, that links up to this rail here. Oh, he's fallen down. Okay, then we move them across the gap into basically the Jank area where we've got our stronghold portal. Cool, I now need to make a little path for them. I need to do this with the zombie as well, but we'll get to him later. Okay, so they go down. Oh! I didn't realize they would die. Oh no, that's annoying. Maybe what I need to do is a little path from here, because this is the portal. This is where they're going to end up. So maybe I just do a little... yeah, just a little thing like this. Okay, attempt number 2. They're so loud. Cool, one's already gone down by the looks of it. I can't see them, so maybe they've gone all the way down. Let's see. It's like a roller coaster. Woo, woo, woo. Yep, and there we go. It's right in. Perfect. So with any luck, they're now in the end. Yes, there they are. Okay, and then hopefully with our furnace minecart, we should be able to get them there in no time. Okay. Right, they're both in. Perfect. Okay, and now we can drop some food in, and hopefully they should start having children, which are going to drop down there. Now while that is happening, I need to make a little area for our zombie. We've got a little safe spot for our zombie to be in. Oh, see all the love hearts. Okay, it's looking good. Right, let's go back and get ourselves a zombie. Okay, I had an idea actually. If we create a platform here, then this is right next to the spawner. The zombie spawner, in fact. So this should, in theory, spawn zombies. Oh, yeah, zombies. Okay. Okay, so neither of them can pick up stuff. That's good to know. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. He can pick up pumpkins. Excellent. Okay, what do I do with him now? Oh, yeah, I need to bring him back to the mainland. He's down there. How did he get down there? Must have fallen down. Yeah, he's in. Okay, cool. So we just need to kill the other guy. Perfect. Okay, come on. Get onto the rail. Get onto the rail. Okay, cool. We're on the rail. There we go. And he's in the end. Come on, fall down into a hole. Please. Please fall down into a hole. Yes, he's in. And as a reward, you get a brand new sharpness 5 sword, which apparently... oh yeah, there you go. You picked him up. I'm just going to wait about a second to make sure that we can actually get baby villagers in the end. Come on, they're doing love hearts. Surely they must be able to have a child. Come on. Hey, there it is. He's a kid. We've got a kid. Okay, that's good. There was a bit of an issue with the placement of the trapdoors, but I've sorted that out now. So we now know that they can breed, which is great. And in theory, once it cuts to night time, that small villager is going to fall down into the hole here. So I think we've got the starts of a mob switch. Now there's quite a lot more work to do, but I've done this before on camera, so I'm just going to do it in between episodes. For now, let's fly back to the end island and get the destruction started. Let's just cover the end portal before the TNT goes into the overworld. Cool, let's activate some flying machines. So this is what the end looks like now. A big empty void. I've started making a platform down below this thing here. Still got a bit to go, but I'm slowly working away at it. And yeah, I spent a lot of time kind of getting all of those like stragglers that were still floating about. But this means that the world is now cleared. All the 3 dimensions, the space where I'm going to be building Jank is completely empty, so I can actually start building, which is very exciting. I do need to make some more platforms higher up, but that's something I can work on in between episodes. But that's certainly a lot of progress. And talking about progress, let's go and check out our mob switch. I've completed this many mobs. We still got a few more here. We got more layers to go, but it's slowly coming together. This is a pretty straightforward process. I just AFK here until there's enough villagers, and then once we have enough villagers, then I move them in, zombify them, put them into the little cage. It definitely feels like there is less Endermen than there were at the start, although there is still a lot of them. Now, the other thing I wanted to do this episode was to start work on some of the redstone of Jank. And for that, we're going to have to jump into a creative world. Welcome back to our creative world. So today what I want to do is work a bit on the computer of Jank, which is basically the sorting system that sorts out the items and modifies the games based on the items that players are taking into Jank. And what that kind of is mostly just a sorting system, but it's not quite that simple. So I'm just going to get some materials. Can I do this from memory? I've done enough sorting systems that I should be able to make it without having to look up a tutorial. So this is like a rough replica of what we had in the first Jank, right? So we have this little sorting system. What this does is when you put an item in which isn't the item we want to sort out, the item passes through, goes to the end. But when we put in the item that we do want to get sorted out, so like this flower pot, it instead drops down all this system here, ends up in this chest, lights up this light, and then this light does something in Jank. It changes the game in some way. And eventually when you want to turn off the game, what you do is you turn off that light, and the item drops down and it gets recollected and sent back to the start, and this line turns off. But there's a few things I kind of want to switch up and see if we can do slightly differently. So the first thing I want to test is, can we actually replace the line of hoppers above with powered rail? And this keeps going backwards and forwards. Let's say we then have a hopper up here. So let's say we put some items in. So we put in, just a few random items like this, and then we put in a flower pot. Yeah, so that lit up. Okay, so it does work, and assumingly in there we still got all the other items. Cool, so let's expand this concept. Right, okay, this is the big power line. So that's going backwards and forwards, dropping off all the items into the different sorting systems. The only thing I'm thinking is I need a way to kind of load stuff into the minecart, which is quick and loads all the items we currently have. Okay, actually, I was going to do something like this, but I don't think that's going to work because this hopper could get overfilled and then this cart will never leave this station. Okay, maybe this will work. So this is going to come through. It's going to activate that line. Yes, that pushes the piston across, and that sets off a little timer which goes on for about 32 ticks, which is enough time for 32 items to go into the chest. And then after 32 ticks, yes, it goes back and it goes off. Perfect. Yes, and that's resetting. So at the start of a run, players put their shulker box into the system. The shulker box gets emptied, and all the items that players have selected end up in this chest. So we have a random collection of just, oh no, we don't, no, not sticks, sticks is going to break it. Just a random collection of all these different items, including a flower pot. And then once those 32 seconds are over, that triggers, the chest goes over, and you can see that this thing here, which is sorting for flower pots, is now active because the flower pot has gone into that chest. Now, the only thing I've realized is that wasn't enough time to deposit more than 2 items, so I need to do a little unloading station here, but that shouldn't be too tricky to do. And then with any luck, it's just gonna stop here. Nope, didn't stop. Okay, what have I done wrong? Hopefully it's gonna stop. No, why is it not stopping? Okay, stop. No. Let's see if it works. Gets there. Oh, it's a bit too slow. Okay, I need to speed it up somehow, but it was technically working. Okay, I've cut it down by 2 ticks. And then stop. Yes, okay. And then it's unloading. And then when this finishes, yes, it goes off. Perfect, we've got it. Okay, there's a little unloading station. So the items that end up in this chest will eventually be sent through nether portals and end portals to the same kind of computer system we've got in those dimensions. I've also added in this system here at the bottom, which deactivates all of the lines once the game is over. So we can flip that and you can see all of those lines are deactivated. So as a proof of concept, I think we've got something, at least the starts of something good. So I think next episode I'm going to try installing these into different dimensions and then hooking them all up together so that we've got a system that is interconnected and we got items that start from the lobby, go all the way through the system and end up at the start of the game again. But that will be next episode. So I hope you've enjoyed this one, and if you have, please remember to comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.